Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Jason Pizzino on the Crypto Byte channel. Thanks again for joining me, subscribing, commenting, and doing all that good stuff. You know, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter if you've got any questions. Also, you can ask questions down below in the comment section, and you can see here that we've got quite a few coming through, and we're always getting back to you as much as we can. If we're not, please ask a question again. I know it's a bit of a pain, but I've got no dramas in getting back to you guys. I just want to see that there, and it just sort of gets a little bit overrun. So apologies for that. We will get back to you as soon as possible. Today's video, I'll jump straight over to that. I'm looking at the Telegram ICO. Now, I think this one's important to talk about because it's such a big ICO. It's got a lot of interest. I should say it has a lot of interest. Apparently, it's at the stage of the pre-ICO, so the coin has been selling to like sophisticated investors. So they're buying up this coin before it comes out to a public sale. Now, there's numbers thrown out on so many different articles, articles that you find online from all these different news agencies, and I'm going through them all here. This one here shows that the gold sold on pre-sale, 850 million USD. I'm looking at it right here. Total tokens, 5 billion. Let me get those numbers right. 3 zeros, and there's a number, 30. Yes, 5 billion tokens. They've sold $850 million worth. So the available tokens for sale is 44%. Their fundraising goal is 1 billion. They're the figures that I found. They're pretty consistent with the rest of the articles. And basically what I want to do from here is just go through it, and the way I like to do this is break it down very simply. There is no way I think this is worth a 132-page white paper. I mean, if you've gone to the trouble of reading this whole thing, congratulations. I guess you would have learned a lot from it. I hope you have anyway. But basically, I don't have the time to do that. I mean, I could find the time and read 132 pages, but I don't think you want to do it. I don't want to do it. I want to basically come up with some questions, like I've said, and then make this as quick a process as possible for me. Now, I'm looking at this, and I want to understand quickly, what are they going to do with the money? First of all, why do they need this amount of money? And then it's, what are they going to do with it? And then who is buying it in the first place? So you can kind of make a story out to yourself, and I've gone into a few groups, and it's very, it's talked about a lot out there, obviously being one of the biggest, if not the biggest, ICO that has come out to date. And obviously it may be broken in the future, but for now, the closest that we have seen are around 200 million from Tezos and Filecoin. But right now we're seeing around, they're asking for $1 billion. So as the news articles come out, obviously the price or the amount that they have raised increases. ICO Telegram, so you can see here, it is 150 million since January 29th when the token sale officially began. So the question, $1 billion. Now, I found one good article. It is from CNBC. Wasn't that the previous one on Ethereum? Secret messaging app Telegram is selling a $2 billion crypto dream, but skeptics smell a ploy. So I believe they're saying 2 billion because, like we just saw on the Telegram numbers here, they've got the fundraising goal is 1 billion for 44% of the company. So I think this article is just rounding it up, saying about half the company's $1 billion. The company they're saying should be valued at 2 billion. Then, if you're selling half for 1 billion, I guess you can do the maths there. $2 billion. What are they going to do with this when they aren't even looking to make a profit, and they have someone, like they say here, if I can find it in this article, which I will, they have someone who already invests and gives them money for what they need. So what are they doing? Sure, we can go through and look at the white paper, and they've got a few items which they believe are going to add value to the platform. So they've got a money exchanging service. They might do something like a Filecoin, where they, you can store data on the currency, on the crypto there. I'm looking for it. Here we go. Here we go. Telegram, distributed file storage, akin service to Dropcoin or something like Filecoin, a proxy service creating a decentralized VPN service, Tor-like secure browsing, service for decentralized apps, smart contracts. So they're trying to get into the Ethereum world, they're trying to get into the Filecoin world, they're trying to get into VPN, and payments for that's what it says there, payments for micropayments and peer-to-peer transactions, so, and a Bitcoin. So they're trying to they're saying they're going to put everything onto the one coin. That sounds kind of fishy to me. It just sounds like a money grab. Telegram, we know, like, we all use it. If you're in the crypto space, everyone uses Telegram. I just don't see the point for 1 billion. It doesn't make sense. If you can explain this, please put the comments down below. But already, I do not see the point of a $1 billion ICO. So with that said, that is a big mark against it for me, not to invest in Telegram. I would like to see it come out onto an exchange somewhere, and I would believe that we would see a drop from $1 billion. Why I say that, and for anyone that's interested in, they're really wanting to get into this and they want to believe that it's the best thing ever, this isn't what you want to hear, but I'm not about trying to create some story that gets you hyped up. I want to be investing in something that is really good and it's going to get me a good 5x, 10x pretty quickly, within 3 months, something like that. In the first 2 weeks would be great, but I digress. Let me get back to the point, being that this has been opened up to the sophisticated money, which is bought in, and they did that within 24 hours. Is that what the article says? They got $850 million in the first 24 hours. Sophisticated investors. Generally what we see is sophisticated getting in, gets the hype, they've got a good marketing team, they've got enough money to pump this thing out there to the public, to the noobs, to the mum and dad investors, to all of that, and then they dump on those investors. It's nothing new, it goes on all the time. I'm sure as you stick around in this space, the longer that you do, you see it happen time and time again. ICOs come out, they might rise for a little bit just to spark your interest, then comes the dump. I think this won't be any different, and they know it, that this is just something that happens in the space. $1 billion ICO, get your money in, get the marketing out, dump on the public, rebuild, drops to 200 million, 300 million, 100 million, who knows, and then they grow it from there again. They don't need $1 billion to do what they say they're going to do. If you don't believe me, look at every other crypto out there that's doing the same things. They never needed $1 billion in the first place. Now, I'm not saying that the guys don't know what they're doing to build an app. Obviously, they've got Telegram, and it's used by, what do they say here, with close to 200 million users worldwide. Obviously, they are building an app, and they did this with next to nothing. Look down here. Telegram is my crypto world, says Levin, who's San Francisco-based firm, who has about 25 million in assets, has used Facebook, and then you've got the guys who developed it, Telegram founder, CEO. They have done this without $1 billion. I'm sure they can do a lot more without $1 billion. That's the big no to me. That was the first question that I asked about it. So to me, it's a pretty clear do not buy. If you have anything that you want to add to that, please let me know down below. Obviously, I could have overlooked some things, but I think it's very important with the amount of ICOs that we have coming out to create your own set of rules, your own set of questions, which are very easy to to answer for yourself, basically to formulate in the first place, and then very easy to answer, so that you can move through these ICOs very quickly. There's a lot out there. We've got to get a lot of information in and then make some reasonably good decisions. What we need to make very sound decisions. If those answers were yes, then you can move on to deeper research. But if they're no from the beginning, then it's a very easy way to say, drop it, move on. So that's my 2 cents for what it's worth. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Is Telegram ICO something that you would invest in? If it is, let us know why. If it's not, also let us know why. Do you agree with what I've said, or do you have other points that you'd like to raise to say why it's not a good ICO to invest in? I'll leave these links in the comments, not in the comments, but in the video description. So especially this CNBC article, which was quite detailed. It goes through a lot of extra points there, as opposed to the rest of the articles which are out there from your typical CoinDesk and Cointelegram and whatnot. They sort of have a paragraph, one little section there, or 2, 3, 4, 6 paragraphs, and then they just go on. That's about it. A lot of them are just like that. So I'll leave the CNBC one in there for you guys. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to catching you at the next video. So remember to subscribe, catch us on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and I will see you at the next video.